it. Appreciate it.
All right, so we'll just start off with this be like a little introduction. So we're Ceyair Wright. Are we gonna like label you a cornerback or an athlete, or how are you being recruited anywhere for offense?
I think athlete sums it up well.
Well, he's a four-star athlete, Loyola High School, and I first met Ceyair and teammate Zachary Spears, who was committed to Washington, almost a year ago.
Yeah,
after one of the Pro A showcases, and the first thing that struck me about you was that you were, and it was only a brief time that we had a chance to talk, but you were one of the genuinely like nice kids that I knew was going to be going through the process at this point, and I was looking forward to following you. We had a lot going on here. Spring was going to be a time I would have caught up on a lot of stuff, but here we are. And just tell us what you've been doing the last 2 months to keep yourself busy.
Honestly, I've just been working out a lot and just keeping up with school, obviously. So yeah, school and working out has been like my main thing, and then playing video games, stuff like that.
Yeah,
but just trying to keep myself as busy as possible.
Which coaches are challenging you in video games? We look.
All right, I think he's buffering right now. There we go.
You back?
Oh, yeah. What was that?
No, I was gonna say, which coaches are you beating up on in video games, and what game?
Oh, I've been playing a lot against Coach Hawkins from ASU. He's pretty good though. He's pretty good. I can't lie. But I'm gonna play him soon again. But we have like a little franchise going that we've been playing each other in. So it's been fun.
Right. All right. Well, just make sure he doesn't beat you, because he'll like let you know forever.
Of course. Can't take me else.
Yes. Okay. My next question is, where were you going to visit during this spring and summertime, and have you thought about rescheduling any visits?
I had I had a lot of visits planned actually. I was gonna I think first I was gonna go to Oregon, and then to schools in like all the schools in Texas. So that's like Texas A&M, Texas Tech, and Baylor, and then I was gonna go to FSU after that because the Adidas Nationals was gonna be on the 21st of March, I think, or that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was going to be in Florida. I was just going to I had already seen University of Florida, so I was going to go to Florida State while I was out there. And then I was in North Carolina at the time anyways, because I was doing some stuff out there. And so I was going to try to visit like some schools just on the East Coast and like in the Midwest also.
Okay.
We decided which ones, but that was my plan.
All right, I'll have a couple more questions, and then we'll have Blake and Mark here chime in as well. What has been going on with USC and you since, let's say, February, when there were a lot of changes that have been made?
I mean, I have a great relationship with Coach Dante. I had a good relationship with him while he was at Oregon, and so now that he's at USC, I've been talking to him a lot more. So yeah, we FaceTime and stuff like that. We have great conversation. So I think I have a great relationship with the coaches at USC, and it's around the corner from me already. So it's like it makes it it presents itself as a great choice just out of the gate. So I think with Dante being there, that definitely means something for me.
All right, so USC is basically down the street. USC happens to have a film school, and we're hearing that might be something that is of interest to you.
Yeah. See, the thing with me is I do want to major in business, but, USC has one of the great film schools. So one of the things I have considered is, like, even if I don't plan on I don't know if I plan on entering the film school or not, but even if I don't, the next Steven Spielberg could be going to USC and, getting the chance to network with those type of people that are going to be going to the best film school. It would only make sense for me, it's not the best film school for no reason. It's going to have the best, it's going to have the best people. So all the people that are going to pioneers of the next generation of film are probably going to be at USC. So that's been one of the, selling points for me, thinking about networking with a lot of those people that it could, definitely boost my career in terms of acting.
All right, guys, fire away.
Yeah. Hey, Ceyair. My name is Mark. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you, Ceyair.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. So I'm just going to piggyback off of what Scott was kind of setting us up for. First of all, is it okay if I call you Bronny, or is that only for your friends at school?
That's That's something that they came up with over at Loyola. This kid named Carter Link is actually the guy that came up with it. He kind of coined that name for me.
Are you having a good time with it?
Yeah, and it's Ronnie's actually pretty cool though, so it's not bad at all.
Yeah, I did a little. I wanted to get a little do a little research on you, do a little background, and that wasn't your first acting job. Isn't the Space Jam 2 that you were able to be featured in? You've been acting as a kid since you were a little kid. How big of that is it in your life still? I think we did lose him now. Oh,
yeah. I've been acting for a while now. Yeah, my Wi-Fi isn't really good, but yeah, I've been acting for a long time now.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think I started when I was I started doing like modeling things when I was like 4 or 5, and then from there I started doing like commercials, stuff like that, and then after that I moved on to like smaller TV roles, and so I did a couple shows like Two Broke Girls and stuff like that, just like one episode things where I would be like a guest star or something like that. And then then I got Space Jam, and then I worked on that, and then I've been working on some other stuff since then.
So does that take up a lot of your time, and is that a serious consideration for you, where you might have a fork in the road where you might have to make a decision professionally?
Yeah, it's definitely been taking up a lot of time. I mean, the thing with me is like I've always been playing football and acting all my life, so I've figured out how to balance it well. And so coming into high school, when I was a freshman, I decided to take a break so that I could get acclimated to high school, and so that I could get things rolling again when I was a sophomore. And so that's kind of what I did. And so it definitely it's a challenge, but you're gonna have challenges all throughout your life. So this is just something that I've kind of gotten used to. So yeah.
Yeah, before I Blake, yes, next question. For you to be able to balance athletics, we know Loyola is one of the more structured academic schools. It's a very difficult school. And then to top it off with your extracurricular activities, man, that's a heck of a resume for colleges to look at and say, we're not taking any chances when we throw an offer to this young man. There's a lot of confidence there that they're bringing in someone special. So I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Hey, Ceyair, how you doing? Blake, nice to meet you, man.
What's up? Nice to meet you. How are you?
Doing good. How about yourself? Everybody safe and healthy in your family?
Yeah, everybody doing well right now.
Good, man. Good. So we just talked about Space Jam 2 a little bit, and I'm curious, have you gotten to interact with some of the professional athletes on that movie? And if you have, what's that been like for you as a football player?
Yeah, of course. I've built relationships with all the basketball players that were on in the movie. It's great. They're great guys. Everybody was really nice. Also the WNBA players, they were really nice. They were nice as well. I think it was just really cool to get to learn from people that have made it to the peak, or not the peak, but the epitome of what an athlete is. Like LeBron James, people like that. They're the top of the top, and I think it's really good to be able to learn from those type of people. And it gives me another mentor in my corner. I feel like just knowing what it takes to be able to get to the top of your field.
For sure. And back to your on-field stuff, is that you play all over the field. Do you enjoy playing offense, defense, or special teams the most?
Shoot, honestly, I think I just love playing football in general, but I think if I had to pick one that I'd probably do, it'd probably be playing corner, just because that's what I started off doing. Like when I first started playing football, my dad, he played corner. So that's kind of what got me into playing corner in the first place. And then when I first started playing, that's what I played. And so I've kind of, played that all my life, and I always played a little bit of receiver. And then once I got to high school, I got to play a lot more, but I think that would probably be the position that I'd probably pick.
Yeah, I was watching some film of you playing cornerback. It's almost like you like to debate the quarterback. Looking at some of your highlights, you're real instinctual, and you read the eyes, and you can see where the play's developing, and you're making your break before the quarterback's even releasing the ball. Where do you pick up some of this? You said your dad played cornerback.
For sure. Yeah, I mean that's. Yeah, well, he played corner in the NFL, so he went to U of A, and then he played for the Raiders and the Rams for some years, and so he's kind of always been teaching me throughout my life, really. And then I have a lot of other relatives, like my uncle Mazio. He played at USC actually, and so yeah, Mazio Royce. Yeah, so he played at USC, and then my dad. So my dad was the one that taught me how to be a corner throughout my life, and I've gained more coaches as I get older. But I think like you said, baiting the quarterback is definitely something you got to do as you grow older. Like it becomes a lot more mind games over just being athletic. Like it's really really cerebral. The game is you just really have to outsmart your opponent like chess. Not checkers, as people say.
Right. Speaking of, because some people might not be aware, who is your dad? Let's brag a little bit.
Well, his name is Claudius Wright. He went to University of Arizona. He just got inducted into their Football Hall of Fame a few years ago, actually, at the corner. So, and then he went on. He got drafted, played for the Raiders, and then he went to the Rams after that. Rams and Raiders after that. And so he played for about 4 years, and then he got injured, so he couldn't play anymore. But he has a love for the game, and so he wanted to instill that in me. And so I fell in love with it just like he did. And it's been great having somebody, that, like I said, made it to the top of their field and have that, in the same house as me. Like it's really, really beneficial for me for sure.
Absolutely. Real quick, do you talk to Mazio often?
Yeah, I mean, that's my family. So I talk to him all the time. He's a great guy for sure.
He is.
Some of us are old enough to remember watching him play. So. Yeah.
Well, it's been cool for me because I've been able to see Mazio a couple times on the 7-on-7 circuit. He was at a couple events and so on. So that's the level of my stuff. But he is definitely a good dude. With USC, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna be the guy that's gonna pester you about USC.
Right.
But a year ago, if things were still the same at USC as they were, let's say last summer, right now, where would USC be with your interest level?
Wait, say that one more time.
If things were the same as they were, let's say last summer at USC, same coaching staff, same stuff going on, same operations, would USC be as strong of an option for you as it is right now?
I think it definitely still would be. I think the school, the name for itself is something that speaks highly for me first, and of course the new coaching staff is really great, but at the same time, like Coach Burns I really liked him, and Coach Hawkins. I had a great relationship with both of them, and like I told you earlier, I still play with Coach Hawkins on Madden. So I don't know if it's necessarily the coaching staff that's changed things for me, but with that being said, that it definitely is I definitely do really like the coaching staff that's there now with Dante as the new corners coach. But I think that I had a love for both coaches or both coaching staffs, but in different ways. Like, yeah, that's how I say it, I think.
And with, the last couple of years, it was at times it appeared to be kind of a struggle for USC to try and keep the top guys at home, get guys, some of the players, their first, second, and third options sometimes were going to other schools. And it seems like things are kind of flowing this year. It kind of seems, and there's other guys that are kind of waiting to commit. Are you feeling this momentum? Is that something that you guys are very aware of what's going on with the recruiting?
Oh yeah, no, I can see what's going on with USC. Like their motto right now is take back the West and stuff like that. They're getting a lot of guys that I've grown up playing with. Like Tone, he just committed there. He's going there now. I was just talking to Kalen not too long ago. So they have a lot of people that are from California that are going there. And then what still being able to get recruits from outside of the state. And so, I think it's really cool that they're being able to bring in a lot of the homegrown guys back into the program because they hadn't really been able to do that previously.
Are you feeling any pressure?
I mean, they've been talking, the coaches, it's really been a lot of for my friends, my peers, they've been talking about where are you going to go? You should come here, come there, stuff like that. But with me, I think I just want to, take my time, really make a decision that is the best for me. I don't want to sell myself short in any ways. But in really just analyze every school, pros and cons, stuff like that, and just make sure I make the best decision for me and my family.
Absolutely.
Ceyair, can you talk about being at Loyola, and what that's like for you? I mean, as has been noted throughout this call, you're a guy that has a lot going on, and what's it like being a student athlete there?
Yeah, I mean, Loyola, they're known for having a rigorous academic, schedule, or a rigorous curriculum, and I think that's definitely helped me a lot, considering that once I get into college, I'll be a lot more prepared than some other people will. And I think that's one of the reasons that I decided to go there in the first place, just because of, the rigor that comes with the school, and as well as the alumni circle that is there for when I graduate. When I leave, I'll be able to come back and rely on a lot of the alumni or a lot of my classmates that went there, or people that went there before me or after me. And so, and then also, I just think that it's helped me with recruiting because it has such a big name already, and schools know about Loyola, so they want to come there come there to see players that are there.
Do you ever spend much time with Andrew Arth?
Oh yeah, we were on the 4x4 together. We were on the state championship, the 4x4.
There you go.
He was our anchor. He was great. He's fast. He was our anchor.
I'm so old. That's my niece's kid.
Really? That's awesome. Yeah. He's I was the first leg. This kid named Mason Rakovich was the second leg. Jeremy Davis third leg. Andrew Arth our fourth leg. We won state last year.
He's legit.
Yeah, he is.
Andrew, he's at USC right now. Walked on, as you know, but he's like a legit dude. So it's exciting that he's there.
And he's a really great guy too. I love Andrew for sure.
Yeah. Oh, another person I want to mention before we'll circle the wagons here again with questions is how we always talk about the 7-on-7 clubs. You weren't a big 7-on-7 player, but you were part of Derek Holmes and Pro Way. And were you still were you going to be bowling with them during the spring and summertime if we were able to play?
Yeah. So the thing with me is throughout, but around like 7th grade, I started training with Coach Brown from Ground Zero.
Okay.
And so I trained him a lot. And Derek, he's like family. He's like one of my uncles, basically. And so he's like family to me. So I played with Pro Way. I trained with them. And I played with them for a while. And then eventually, since I had been training with Coach Brown for a while, he just asked me to come out to a couple tournaments my sophomore year. And so I started playing with Ground Zero a little bit my sophomore year. And then I played one tournament this year in Florida. Yeah, I played one tournament in Florida this year with Ground Zero. And then I played some other ones with Pro Way too. So I was kind of splitting my time between the two of them, and just playing with both teams because they're both you never get enough work. So I figured I train with them. Yeah, I should play with them. This is my family. I should play with them as well.
Well, AB is like way up here on my list. If you're going to get coached by somebody right, that's a guy to go to.
Yeah, it's his birthday today, actually.
Is it? Well, thank you for letting me know because I'm like the birthday dude. I'm like Oprah. On birthdays, I hand out photo edits.
Right.
Anyway, Blake, you look like you got another question.
Yeah, Ceyair, what is the biggest thing you're looking for in this recruitment process?
That's a good question. I'd say just for a school that's gonna put me in a good position football-wise, but mostly not football-wise. Like after football, I want to be in a position to be successful. Like football only lasts so long, so I want to be developed as a football player, of course, and put in the best position to win games, win championships, and make it to the next level. But then again, at the same time, I want to be developed as a person so that I could learn more about economics or learn more about finance, just stuff like that, so that I could be in a position to be successful once I'm done playing football.
And I want just kind of to take over where Blake was on the recruiting. What about recruiting do you like? And then what about the recruiting process do you not like? And are there days where you turn your phone off and you say, you know what, Scott, I'll talk to you tomorrow?
Yeah. the thing with the thing that I like, I just think it's, it's just crazy. It's really just a crazy process. It like a couple years ago, I would have never imagined that I'm going to be in a position where like there's a good amount of schools that want me to come play for them. Like it was never even something that crossed my mind. And so now that I'm here, it's really a blessing. And I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of all the people that are around me that have, pushed me to be in this position. And then also like the thing I'd say that maybe I don't like is it's just really tough. You have to think like all these people want you to come to your school, but you can only go to one. Like you can't please everybody. And I think that's the part that's, difficult and hard about the recruiting process, that you really just have to, at some point, you have to make a decision for yourself, and you just have to go where you want to go, despite what everybody else wants you to do.
Yeah, I think, and I'm sure your parents have told you this, saying no, it's not easy, but it's something you have to learn how to do. So I truly understand where you're coming from right now.
100%. Yeah.
No.
All right, well, I'm the guy that's going to pester you about USC, as I've said before, but I mean, in a nice way, of course. But it's close to home. Okay, we get that. It's a top 20 university. We get that. You've got a relationship with Dante. But what is going on at USC that would lead you to end up playing at the Coliseum in 2021?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned all the things, really. It's a great school. It's got a great coaching staff, and it's close to home. Like that's a plus, I'd say. And of course, the film program is a really big thing. Like I said, like networking. I think that's one thing that'll definitely springboard me into a great position in the future. Just being able to, like, you never know who you're gonna meet. Like I could meet somebody that could make a huge movie in the future, and then I could get a chance to be in it or something like that. So I really think it's just like the networking opportunities at the school that would lead me to want to go there.
Have you had an opportunity to spend time, whether it be with Todd Orlando or whether it be with Dante, and talking about the role that they envision you playing in the defense? Are you comfortable with that right now?
Yeah, I've talked with Dante about it a little bit. We haven't really gone in depth, because I haven't visited USC while Dante was there.
Okay.
I went while Coach Orlando was not while he was there, and I've talked to him a little bit on the phone about it, just like the way that his scheme goes and the way that he would implement me into it. And and he said, like, that's take it with a grain of salt. Like it's not really nothing set in stone now, obviously. And it was just something that I could keep in the back of my mind. And it would still be subject to change. But we talked about it a little bit for sure. But it's something if it was something that we would talk about again, probably.
Sure. Official visits. Do you have some that you're going to take when you're able to?
I don't have any like lined up at all, just because I kind of wanted to weigh out what was going on with this, how we're not allowed to leave or anything like that right now. And I don't know, like they say a date that'll open up, but then like they change it. So I kind of just wanted to wait and see, like, and know what's going to happen, just so I don't set anything up that ends up getting canceled or anything like that. So what I want to do is take my officials in the fall. That's my goal, but that's what I plan on doing. And if that works, then perfect. If not, then I don't know when I'm going to do them then, but hopefully that's what I want to do in the fall.
Do you have any schools you're going to take your official to?
No,
yeah,
I mean, well, no.
You don't have to answer all of our questions, by the way, either, if you don't want to like reveal everything. But
right. Well, I mean, I've thought about it, but I don't want to say about like where I'm gonna go until I have all 5 set and ready to go. But I've definitely thought about it, and I also wanted to be able to knock out all my unofficial visits. And I don't if I'm gonna be able to even take any more, because what I wanted to do was take unofficial visits, see every school that I like, and then make a decision on what officials I want to do from there.
Yeah.
But I haven't had to take all the unofficials, so I have to see if I'll even be able to do those. And if not, then I'll just have to make my officials or my official visit decision after that.
Occasionally, some guys say they don't want to take an official visit to USC because they feel like they've seen it, been there, done that. don't really, there's not much more to see.
Right.
Is that a school that you're talking to Dante and the guys at USC? Do they want you to take that official visit?
Coach Helton mentioned the official visit stuff to me. I haven't really talked about it much more past that. The thing is, it's like, it's paid and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know really, because it's like, it's right around the corner. So like, they wouldn't really be paying for me to drive over there. So it's like, I have to think about whether or not I'd want to just use one on a school that I can just go see, I don't know.
Right.
It's something I have to consider.
I want to ask you, before anybody asks a question, I need to ask you about, where does your interest stand with Notre Dame?
Oh, it's great. Notre Dame is great. That's another school that I really like. I went out there and I had a really great time. Like they put together a great plan, I guess, or presentation for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I really loved it. And I got to see a basketball game. I got to see a lot of stuff. And it was really fun. I had a great time out there for sure.
Who's recruiting you from there? And is there a possibility that that could be a potential official?
You said who's recruiting me from there?
Yeah, who do you got a good relationship with at Notre Dame, and could you go there for an official visit possibly?
Yeah, that'd be a school that I consider taking an official to. At first it was Coach Light. He's not there anymore. So now it's been a lot of, I've been talking to Coach Mickens a lot, and then also Coach Joseph, and then Coach Kelly also. I've been talking to all three of them a good amount.
And when you did go to Notre Dame, I went to Notre Dame for the first time when I was like 10 years old, and I looked forward to going back every year I've gone back. What did you see at Notre Dame? What did you experience there that's going to stand out maybe forever?
I think one of the things that I really liked was just I don't know if it's community, but it like everybody really loved football while I was out there. Like a lot of people that I met were interested in football. Like I was walking in on the campus, and like just some regular students like came up to me and were like asking me like, "Oh, are you a recruit?" Stuff like that. Just like, I think it was really interesting to see, because it's a smaller place. It's in a smaller town, and so a lot of the people are just invested in the football team. And that was something that I thought was really cool, just seeing that everybody, has football teams back and is rooting for them.
Have you been paying attention to all the latest hype videos and social media stuff that USC's been putting out?
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of videos. Everything that I see is really cool for sure.
Yeah, it seems like they've really picked it up a notch there. You see the coaches getting memed out, doing dance moves, and now you got the big man, barbecuing against each other. So,
right.
Is that something that what are some of your hobbies? We know that you like to act, and you're a great athlete, and you take school real serious. What are some of the other things you're interested in?
I'm interested in like I said, I like to play video games. That's really fun for me. And then I run track and stuff like that. And I think my dad has gotten into cooking a lot, so I think that might be something I might be interested in getting into, cooking. Just seeing what he's been doing, like during the quarantine, he's been just going crazy with the cooking stuff. And I used to read a lot, and I kind of slowed down on the reading, and so I might want to get back into that. I have a lot of time to myself, and so it's been a really great time to just explore yourself, really, because you can't go anywhere. So it's more so just see what you like to do, really just get to know yourself a lot better than you did before. And I think that's what I've been trying to do. I've been watching a lot of Netflix, a lot of Hulu, stuff like that, just finding some new things,
Well, let's touch on that real quick. You've been real introspective. What have you found out about yourself that you didn't know about, say, a month ago?
Well, let me think. That's a really good question. I gotta think a little bit. I think I found a heightened interest in music. Like I always loved music, of course, but I think I've found like that I really like more, not just listening to it, but like making it, like singing, writing, just stuff like that. Playing, like one of my stepbrother, he makes beats, so we've been like doing a lot of like freestyle and all kind of stuff like that. Just just because we're just trying to have fun. We've been playing basketball, stuff like that. So I think music, just trying to make music, is something that I've found as a good use of my time.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Ceyair, I got 3 rapid fire questions for you real quick, back to back to back. All right. First, what's your favorite dish that your dad makes?
Favorite dish? Okay.
Second, what are you watching on Netflix? And third, who are you listening to? Who's your favorite artist?
Okay. My favorite dish that my dad makes is probably like this. It's like anything with seafood, really. But he made this burger with like a crab cake patty that was really good. I think that was probably my top for the food. And then second, you said what was the second question?
Netflix, Hulu. What are you watching?
Okay. Well, I watched the show Outer Banks. That was fire. That was really good. And then right now I'm watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, the TV show. That was a show that I loved watching as a kid, and so I just put it on there, and so I'm watching that right now. And then third, the music, the artist that I listen to is Michael Jackson easily. I'm a big Michael Jackson guy for sure. So I'm more into like older music. So that's
hey, me too, man. That's the way to do it. Oldies.
Was it 12 years ago today?
Yes, sir.
That he died?
Oh wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Somebody posted something on Twitter today. It floored me. 12 years ago.
Wow.
Ceyair was a punk kid. Man,
yeah, that's crazy to think about. 12 years ago, I was what, 5? Yeah, I was 5 12 years ago.
Yeah. And it just doesn't seem like it could be possibly that long ago for somebody like me. It's like, I was thinking 12 years ago, I was thinking, gosh, maybe it was 6 or 7. Does that seem like it's not that long ago, Mark?
No, and if you think about it, it was, 2 years ago now that Prince passed away. I mean,
yeah,
time flies. And when you're sitting around like we are now, time really, you're not sure if it's flowing. Yeah. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
We must be having a lot of fun. Time's flying.
So yeah, it's it's great that we can all enjoy music and food and all that, and time with our family, and find a little bit more about ourselves. So I've enjoyed finding out a little bit more about you. And I'd really like to see you in Cardinal and Gold too, which I'm sure a lot of people would.
Right.
Have your parents, what are they leaving this decision up to you? How much of influence do they have in this?
It's been they've been vocal about like what they think, but it's ultimately they've said it's my choice, and they're just going to support whatever I decide to do. But yeah, they've got their opinions, their preferences, and stuff like that. But it's mostly been just them saying that they're going to support whatever I want to do. And then again, they're not even sure what they want me to do yet either. But they've been on visits, they've listened to talk to coaches, so they know who they like more, who they prefer. But yeah, they just want to support whatever I want to do.
Are they on the same page, or are they split right now?
And
you don't have to give away schools.
My dad is really, I don't even know what he wants. He's kind of he talks to everybody because he's been through this already. So he's even more of a closed book than I am. And it's harder for me to get anything out of him. My mom, she's kind of just, open about whatever she thinks. Like she'll get off the phone, she'll be like, oh yeah, I really like that. Or not, So I think it's harder to tell with him, but it's easier to tell with her.
Who's recruiting mom the best?
I don't know. She's a really nice person, like a really outgoing person. So everybody she gets off the phone with, she's like, oh, they're really nice. Like she was talking to Coach Helton not too long ago, and she had a good conversation with him, and then she had a good conversation with some coaches from Oregon as well. So she's funny. She likes everybody, it seems like. But she does her research in schools and stuff like that too. So,
well, you said you had a lot of time to yourself, like all of us. But you are taking classes still and working out a little bit. But what is the recruiting process like for you on a typical day? You're with us right now, but for all I know, you might have a college coach who's going to be FaceTiming you as soon as we're done with you. What is your schedule? How much time are you spending each day talking to these coaches?
Shoot. Well, honestly, I could spend like all day talking to coaches, I think. But what I do is I wake up, on a weekday, I wake up at 8:10. My first class starts at 8:15. I, wake up, get out of bed, I brush my teeth.
I like you even more than I did before.
Yeah, I put a shirt on and I sit down in this chair right here. I get my computer ready for class, and then I'll start class, and then I'll be in classes from like 8:15 to 1, and then I have breaks in between, and then after that when I wake up, I wake up and then I look at my phone and then I respond to all the whatever texts I have, because I get a lot of texts like at 6 and 5 in the morning, because there's a lot of schools that are on the East Coast or in the South, and they're ahead of us. And so I respond to my text in the morning, and then I brush my teeth, then I go to class, and then so after that, then I'll go work out. I'll lift first, and then it depends. I'll lift first, and then I'll do like my footwork stuff after, or I'll do footwork stuff and then I'll lift after, or like run or something like that. And then I come home, and then I'll talk to people. Like if anybody asks, like they want to talk to me on the phone, then I'll talk to them when I get home. And then after that, I'll probably won't have anything else to do. Like I might FaceTime somebody too. And then I'll probably maybe like go swimming or like go play basketball. And then I'll play video games. And then eventually when I'm tired of doing that, I'll put on like Netflix, and then I'll fall asleep.
All right.
And then,
all right. I mean, are you spending a lot of time with the coaches? We don't go through the recruiting process, and the people that are going to be watching this are often curious what goes on. I'm always curious, what are some of the most creative things coaches have done?
Ooh, that's good. That's really good. The most creative thing I saw was like this edit that USC made for me. I think that was really, really cool. It was I want to show you it, but I can't. Maybe I'll send it to you when I'm done.
All right.
But because I have to find it. But it's a picture of me, and it's like I have like football stuff on this side, and then I have like a tuxedo on the right side, and like I'm holding a Jim Thorpe Award, like with my left hand, and then like an Oscar with my right hand, and then it has like the Coliseum on the left side of me, and like the Hollywood sign on the right side. Like it was really cool. And I was like,
I need that edit.
Yeah, I think that was one of the most creative things I think I've seen that comes to the top of my head. Yeah, that was really cool. It's really cool.
Can you see yourself playing out of state? I know you've had a chance to visit some schools, right. But is distance an issue for you?
Well, not really. I've like I said, I was in North Carolina for like a couple weeks working. And so while I was out there, I kind of got a feel of what it would be like to live somewhere else. And so it really wasn't much different for me. So I don't think I would have a problem I wouldn't have a problem leaving California and going to play anywhere else. And, the weather over there is a lot different than it is over here. And, it really didn't really faze me much. So I feel like I have the capability to go play somewhere else. And I've traveled a lot. Like I've played in a lot of different states, and I'm being out there in North Carolina gave me like the taste of what it'd be like to go live somewhere else. And then I've also gone to Texas for extended periods of time because I have family out there. So like, I understand what it's like to live, on the West Coast, on the East Coast, and a little bit in the South too. So I think that, I think I have the capabilities to play in other places and live in other places.
What is with ASU? We'll talk about some other places that are out of state. What is the draw to ASU for you? Fans keep me up to date more than I'm able to keep up to date on what they're seeing with recruiting, and it seems like Arizona State and Oregon are schools that you're apparently really, really high on. And I'm just curious what the draw is for ASU.
Well, Coach Hawkins, he was there at USC. And so he is also the son of one of the coaches at Ground Zero. And so I've got a relationship with him prior to even being in football or being recruited. And so he's been really great. Like I've got a great relationship with him already. And so him being at ASU means something for me. And then also with their coaching staff there. Sorry.
We'll try not to bore you much longer.
Yeah,
we are.
They've got a lot of NFL coaches that are on the staff with, Herm Edwards, Marvin Coach Marvin, and they've got a lot of coaches, that coached at the next level and been at the next level and know what it takes to get get to the next level. And I think that means for me, you know, that they could put me in a good position to make it there.
All right. How about Oregon? Oregon had the last couple of years probably was recruiting. ASU and Oregon, maybe I'd put them both in the same category, recruiting better than almost all the other Pac-12 schools.
Right.
And just tell us what's at Oregon that's got your interest.
Well, yeah. I think when I first visited Oregon, it was when Dante was there, and so I got to, you know, that was when I first saw the campus. So it was a great campus. And now Coach Chance is the DB coach at Oregon, but I've talked to him a lot, and you know, it's a great school. They've got a great defense. I know one of the DBs there, Thomas. I'm good friends with him, and he's a great guy. And I just think that the production that they have as a team has been really good, and you know, it's really it draws you to the school when you see, you know, Oregon is one of the top schools that has been in the Pac-12 for a long time now, and so, you know, having an opportunity to go there is really, really cool for me.
All right. With Oregon, though, you said Coach Chance is now there. What's the relationship like with him? I missed a couple of words he said.
We have a good relationship. Like I FaceTime him every once in a while. We get on Zoom, and we've done some stuff where we watch film and stuff like that. And he's a really good coach, and so I think that him being a good coach is, of course, a good selling point. But you know, all the coaches are going to be good coaches. But he's shown me, like, he's really been in depth in the way that he shows, the way that he coaches for me, and I think that's been a good thing for me for sure. With
Dante, and I know USC's got 3 guys, 3 DBs they're committed right now, in Ceyair and talking about Anthony and so on. And Kalen, of course. They're looking to take a couple more guys. Where do you feel you are on USC's priority list right now?
From what they've relayed to me, that I'm one of the a top priority for them. And I think that I would fit in well with the guys that are already committed there. I don't really know Ceyair like that, but I've got a relationship. I'm really cool. Me and Anthony played youth football together. So, and then Kalen, he played in Pasadena, where I started playing flag football at. So we've known each other for a long time. And then Kalen also played with me at Pro Way. And so I know both of them really well. And I think that I could play alongside the 2 of them especially. And then, you know, once I get to know Ceyair a little better, I could play alongside all of them really well. So I think that I fit in well with the people that they already have committed for sure.
Are there guys at USC that you've got in a relationship with that you spent some time talking with?
Yeah, there's a good amount of guys. Like Elijah, I think, is one of the top ones for me, and John Jackson too. Both of those guys have been really good for me. And then Chris Steele. Like I know the DBs there well. I know Max, Elijah, Chris, and then John as one of the receivers, and then Amon Ra, I know him as well. So I know a lot of the players on the team already, and so I think that they've all been really good to me, and, you know, telling me about USC, telling me why I should go there. I've been working out with Christian Rector a lot recently, just during this quarantine. Actually, we work out a lot together at the same place, so I've gotten to know, and he went to Loyola actually, so yeah, I've gotten to know him a lot better.
All right, well, this will be my last question probably, or one of my. I usually lie when I say it's my last question, but I forgot what I was going to ask now. Damn. Oh yes.
It's all good.
I was going to ask what do you miss most? You know, it's been 2 months now that we've been locked up. Not necessarily really locked up, but what are you missing most?
I'd say what I miss most is, you know, getting to hang out with my friends. Like, that's one of the things that I really like doing, and I can't really do that anymore. Or, you know, I could, but like my parents have been really you know, serious about staying safe and stuff like that. So I can't really go out and hang out with my friends like I used to be able to. And I think that's one of the things that I definitely miss a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
I guess it kind of partially answers my last question. Eventually they're gonna say you guys can come out and start working out again. In fact, you're probably gonna hear that in the next week or so. Is that going to be an issue? Are you going to, you know, In other words, once the chains come off, are you going to be able to go do what you want to do?
In terms of recruiting or just like in general?
Whatever. I was just picking, you said your parents are being very cautious, and which they should.
Right.
So is this something you've been kind of, I don't want to try to draw a wedge, but are you having any types of battles? And this is something we're asking all the recruits, are they, parents doing this and you guys want to do this?
Right. No, I understand like you got to stay safe, Sure. I've known people that have gotten the virus. So I think it's a terrible thing. And so I don't want to be, I just feel like wanting to rush outside and not pay attention to what they're telling us is not the smartest thing to do. Like, I feel like disregarding the rules is ignorant, to be honest. So I just think that I'm going to listen to everything that my parents say and just try to stay as safe as possible, because I just don't want to jump the gun and go out and then, God forbid something bad happens. So I just feel like, whatever they've been telling me, I'm just listening to it, because it's like I have a lot of time left in my life, and I'm not going to rush to get back in for a couple weeks. It's like I have time, and that's what I feel like a lot of people are missing, that there's time left, and that you just, if we all listen, we can get rid of it now instead of prolonging what the effects are going to be.
All right, my last question. When I was younger, I think a lot of guys and girls, when you're younger, there's a lot of visualization on where we might be at some point in the future. Do you ever spend time, where do you envision yourself 20 years from now?
20 years from now. So 20 years, I'll be 37. 37, 20 years.
I wish.
Still younger than me.
Well, I'll probably be done with football by then. I don't know. Well, if I'm not done with football, I'll be playing. But say I am, I want to be acting. That's what I want to be doing. And then hopefully I'll be acting and, having a strong career. Hopefully I'll have won an Oscar by then. But that you got to
aim high, dude. You got to aim high like that.
Yes. So one day, hopefully I'll get one of those. And I want to also be entrenched in business as well at the same time. Like, that's what I want to major in business for, so that I can be knowledgeable about a lot of different things like finance and real estate and, the stock market, stuff like that. So hopefully I'll have a lot of stocks and stuff like that I've gotten.
You guys got anything left?
No. I don't have any questions. I just want to thank you, man. Thank you for coming on. It's been great to
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're definitely one of the more, like I said, introspective recruits that we've spoken to. You definitely, you got big things you're coming your way, whatever you decide to do. So
right.
Good luck with all that.
Hey man, he's a Loyola Cub.
Right. Well,
hey, they're always impressive. One time USC had like 9 Loyola dudes on the team, a couple on scholarship, bunch of walk-ons. Every one of those guys was impressive.
Right. Next time you see Christian Rector at one of your workouts, tell him we said hi, and we'd love to talk to him if he has the time.
For sure.
Love Christian Rector. Hey man, thanks again. Really, really appreciate that. I hope I get to see you the next month if things kind of loosen up a little bit. I'm in Texas, and I think June 8th, the schools here can start getting together and do some practicing, I think.
For sure. Sounds great. Awesome.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.